but I don't know.
Did you connect or no?
Yeah, I connected, but
Oh,
if I have two bars, I don't know if it's the metal roof or this
maybe.
specifically. Okay, it's okay. So I'm curious. Have you
Can I
reached?
join too?
Yeah, you can.
All right.
Have you reached out to any like journalists or news stations about what you know?
Um, the night of the second freeze, uh, yeah, we reached out to one of the news stations. Somebody that doesn't stay at the hotel did it. Um, but somebody who also does stay at the hotel also reached out to the news and actually like talked to, like they got back in touch with her and she had an interview with them, but I'm not sure what happened with that. Um, I can ask her though. But anyways, but yeah, I know somebody who doesn't live at the shelter that also reached out to the news. I don't think they heard anything back, but the news definitely knows like the the messed up stuff that goes on at Northbridge. At least I don't know about Southbridge, but I know they know about Northbridge.
Why wouldn't that be a topic they cover?
Um, it's not something that takes precedent in what's going on in today's world, you know.
For the new people that are here, do you mind introducing yourself?
Oh, I'm Maggie, uh, Margaret, um, and I stay at the Northbridge shelter.
How long have you been staying at the Northbridge Homeless Shelter?
Um, about 3 months.
What has been your overall experience there?
Uh, oh, it's not great, but it's not terrible either. You know, it has its pros and cons. Same with living outside. You know, it's got its pros and cons for sure.
What's up, Tony? What's up, man? And we just did an interview at your old camp.
Yeah.
Uh, what's the difference between staying in a homeless shelter and staying in a camp like that?
You know, honestly, like the biggest difference would be the lack of community at the shelter. You would think that would kind of bring everybody together, kind of everyone like trying to help each other out and trying to help each other like progress further, but it's really not like that very much at all at the shelter compared to my camp where we were. Yeah, I have to worry about thieves when I'm at the shelter, but when I'm at my camp, I don't have to worry about my things going missing or me not knowing what's like where my stuff is at. So it's definitely different for sure.
And you got granted access to the shelter how many years being homeless?
I've been out here for about 4 years, and I was at Southbridge a couple years ago, and um, I ended up losing my bed at Southbridge, and that was my own fault. And it is what it is. And so I tried again, and I finally got back in at one of the shelters, which I'm really grateful for. And so I don't want to, you know, I don't want to like take somebody else's opportunity away this time, like I felt like I did last time, which is why I left. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard. I don't want to like totally diss the shelter, but like I want everyone to know that like it's not what they make it out to be at all.
What do they
You
make it
know,
out to be?
they make it out to be like this super helpful place where everyone, you know, they're going to get help with moving into an apartment and help like, you know, if they need like mental health, they can find like resources there or whatever, and everything's going to be a-okay and everything's going to be peachy keen, you know what I mean? And it seems like, it seems like this luxury thing, and it's not that at all, really. You know, I keep reminding myself that like it is helping because I've gotten a lot of the, you know, things I need in order to progress forward, but like I don't know. I could have done it without them too. You know what I mean?
Well, what have you acquired since you've been there? What have been the positive
Um,
things you've
I
received?
got my driver's license and my social security card and my birth certificate, which are all like important documents, hence why they're called important documents. But yeah, so like I did get all that, and so I appreciate that. But you know, I was in the process of doing all of that already outside of there, so I guess they just helped me like get it done faster, which is a good thing, you know. So I'll give them that.
So how long have you said you 3 months in this shelter?
Yeah.
And you've been in different shelters, right, in Austin?
Yeah. I was at Southbridge for like a couple years ago, for a few months. And, you know, I definitely wasn't ready to leave the outside life, I guess you could say. It's honestly kind of an addiction almost. And so it's like when you go from being homeless for so long for survival, you know what I mean? You want like I don't know, you want to see other people like surviving as well, and so you get drawn back in, you know, once you're like out or whatever, and I don't want that to happen to me again. You know, I fell for it one time and I don't need to do it again.
Drawn back into.
You know, the it's like a survival thing. I don't know what they call it. I just learned about my triggers and all of that shit, you know. So I don't know like the technical term for it, but it's a type of survival like mechanism, and it's I don't know. It's a part of PTSD. It's kind of confusing, but yeah, it's cool. It's cool to learn about it or whatever. And so like the hotels helped me learn about that. But yeah, it's another statistic.
A, a statistic. What does that mean?
Um, you know how there's like, what can people like sports? You have like your sports stats or whatever. You know what I mean? Which like tells you how well the team is doing, or like where the areas that the team was doing well and the areas that the team wasn't doing well or whatever. You know, and it's the same like when you do your housing assessment when you're homeless, you basically are doing just that. You are taking what you are coming from into your homelessness, and you're using that to basically build a number at the end of the day, a score on a test, I guess you could say. And the higher your score, the more likely you are to get housed quicker than everyone else. And like, it's all a bunch of different questions about where you came from, why you're homeless, how long you've been homeless, what you were like. Did you grow up in a multi-generational family? Is one of the questions on the housing assessment, which is like, what does that matter to any? You know what I mean? Like, why is there? I don't know. What does that change for everybody? You know what I mean? But it's an important question on the housing assessment, I guess. So, yeah, I don't know.
What do you think is the thing that's the core value that's wrong with the way housing is done?
I don't think that they look at everybody's true like need for housing versus the people that will actually like succeed further than others with help, like with and without help, because a lot of people are getting housing that, you know, they've never had to do that before. They've never had to pay bills before. You know what I mean? And there's no help for, I'm not gonna lie, I've only ever had to pay bills like maybe 3 times in my entire adulthood. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't really know what I'm doing when it comes to like being a you know, pay like a full paying abiding a citizen or whatever, you know, because I've never like really had to do that. I always was either at home with my parents, with my mom, or in college, so I was in a dorm, you know what I mean? Or I was paying rent when I was done with college in Colorado, you know what I mean? But I only did that for like 3 years.
We just filmed a video at your old camp.
Yeah.
And you mentioned something that nobody thinks you're homeless.
Yeah.
That's what the chat is saying.
That's funny. See what I mean? Yeah.
Why do you think that they don't think you're homeless?
Because I'm not supposed to be. I don't know if that makes any sense. That sounds kind of weird, but like...
Talk to me.
I mean, so... I don't know. I've never in my entire life even like known anyone that lived on the streets or anything like that. I grew up doing musical theater in a household with my mom and my grandma. So like I never like wanted for anything because I had everything that I needed, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? And I knew I wouldn't have to, I never really worried about it like that, as far as like a place to live goes. I had other things that I had to worry about, you know what I mean? And so it was a different, I don't know. I was always busy too as a kid, and so, you know, I did musical theater literally from the time I was like 9 years old until I left Colorado in 2018. And I'm 28, so.
People have a perception of what homeless should look like.
Yeah, and it's not, and I'm not that really. I don't know. I grew up sheltered and I grew up really well, I'm not going to lie. So I feel like a really big disappointment when I'm out here, but I don't ever want to like look the part, quote unquote, you know what I mean? Like I still care about my image and how people see me because I don't want to be another statistic, you know what I'm saying?
You put a job application in and what happened?
Well, before I was at the shelter, I would put in, oh, that's a cute dog. That reminds me, you know that meme, they're all, can I pet that dog? I love that. Oh man, that's so cute. There he goes. There they go. Cute.
He's running around on a 6-story building.
That's so cute.
He's just playing ball with them.
Oh.
Hey, creature.
Oh, he's so handsome.
Dude, your dog's beautiful. Yeah.
Cute dog.
Love you.
Can I pet that dog?
You want me to throw it? Okay, no.
That's so cute. Oh. Man, I just seen this video on Instagram of like this dog farm thing. It was like a golden retriever dog farm. Oh my God, I started crying. I was like, I want to go here. Yeah, that's awesome. I love dogs.
You enlightened me earlier that you actually have a degree.
Yes, I do. I do.
That doesn't
That's
fit
another,
It doesn't fit the what do they call that? The picture?
Bill,
the bill.
Yeah, not quite.
Checks out.
It does check out. That's what I'm talking about. So I have my medical assistant certificate and my phlebotomy certificate as well, but it's all the way from back in Colorado. So you have to get recertified in every state that you are trying to work in, and in order to get recertified, you have to take this whole test, and it's costly. It's like between $400 and like $500 to take the test. Because it's been a couple of years since I was certified in Colorado. This year would have been my like recertification year actually, so kind of would be the perfect time to do it, I suppose, you know? But yeah, I just haven't found anywhere that'll help pay for it or, you know, So I've been trying to work as anywhere else, really, serving,
Is that the
bartending.
direction you would go if you got money up?
Honestly, no. I really want to go back to school. I want to do something. Um, I really kind of want to study some form of like law or like paralegal or something of that nature. I haven't quite decided exactly which route I'm capable of going.
Margaret, you actually tapped into a skill used for what? What were you using that skill? How'd you learn that?
Oh, well, I kind of just like had to figure a lot of stuff out when I became homeless out here. A lot of my friends started like getting locked up and going to jail, and so I was like the only one that consistently would have a phone, you know what I mean, that was like in service and blah 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 whatever. So because I know how important those are, um, I was forced to live without one for like almost 4 years, and like that sucked like big time. And you never really realize how important a phone can be until you don't have one. um, I can't stress that enough, and I know that sounds probably really crazy, but like that's how we keep in touch with our family, and you know what I mean. And that's so yeah. Anyways, phones are really like important to have, and so I had to figure out how to get like a getting out account, which is like a prison phone call account, so you can put money on like your friends like books or whatever. And so I learned a lot about like the prison system and how to like get in contact with inmates and all blah blah blah, all of that kind of stuff. And I kind of became this like go-to person that like if somebody on the streets got locked up, they would have my phone number and they would call me, and we would like start, fundraising and making money to put on their books and all of that kind of stuff, just to make sure that they were okay. Because you never know how long you're going to be in there, and like sometimes you don't have anybody else but the people you are on the streets with. And
When you're disconnected from everything, you got to make connections to something.
yeah,
And a lot of people
and
find a street family.
yeah, it's a lot
And then you hold
easier.
yourself responsible because
Yeah,
you said it earlier. Misery loves company.
yeah,
You
it
can get
does.
trapped into that quicksand. The shelter's another opportunity to get trapped into quicksand as well,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah, it sure is. It sure is.
So you found something interesting,
Yeah.
and basically you have looked up and done some research on Northbridge and Southbridge.
Yes.
And tell me about that.
So I got really curious about these contracts that everybody's always talking about when it comes to like what group is running what shelter and who bought what shelter and blah blah blah. Because I mean, like the homeless community talks, you know what I'm saying? Every community talks. So to hear the word contract so often, and then moving to the shelter and then hearing the shelter like staff even say the same contract, you know what I mean? I was like, well, what are these, like, what are they talking about? What is in this contract between the people that are running this establishment that I'm now residing at and whomever they are getting their funds from, the city in this case, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, if there's a whole entire contract with the city and this establishment, and we're supposed to we're getting this much funding, and each little subset of funding is going to something specific that's in this contract with the company that, you know what I'm saying, that is running the program where I reside, right, is getting all of this money to do certain things for their clients. And I mean, it ended up getting stolen by some employees, and that was taken care of, and they were fired, and there was a whole new staff put in place, and that's awesome. And you know, that's great. You know what I mean? Now that we don't have like staff stealing from us or whatever, but like, where are all of those? Like, where did all that money go? Because you're still receiving funds for those programs, but you're not. Those programs aren't in place anymore.
So how much money did Northbridge receive?
Um,
You had this
yeah,
the other day.
I'm gonna pull up. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the contract right now. Hold on. Whoa.
And we're going to be doing, she's offering this information on a long form video we're going to be posting. We're probably going to create it tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah.
And basically, we're the Northridge and Southridge, are those the main shelters?
Yeah, Northbridge and Southbridge are two of the main shelters. And then there's two more really that are also like widely known. And that's the Angel House, which is a women's shelter on 5th Street downtown. And
Downtown
the
what?
Arch, downtown Austin, on 5th Street.
We're in Austin, Texas, guys. We're back. I'm here to stay right now. I'm going to be doing a lot of work in Austin, guys. Working with people like Margaret that are going to work to help people, you know, actually rehabilitate because they've made a business off you.
That's what's up.
And they have a revolving door.
Yeah.
We talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's a revolving door?
Because they don't really care about their clients. They just care about the money that's coming in every time they get a new client. That's what it looks like, you know?
Because you're there in real time.
Yeah.
So how does it look like and how does it feel like?
I mean, to know that I'm supposed to be receiving like X amount of money a week in the form of a gift card or something to that effect, in order for me to purchase, you know, like dish soap or like household necessities that are allowed at the shelter, right? Like I said, dish soap, sponges, you know, different things you might need, right? Plate, forks, whatever. I'm supposed to get $25 a week to go and purchase items like such, right? From the shelter. But the way they were doing it, the gift cards were being stolen by the staff and the clients weren't receiving them. But now that they fired all of that staff, right? Hired new staff, but we're still receiving money for this program, this $25 gift card program, and no one is getting a $25 gift card. Nobody. So where's all that money going? Because there's 115 beds at Northbridge, right? They're saying we're full. So that means there's 115 clients at Northbridge right now. So 115, right, times 25 times 4. Sometimes 5. There's sometimes 5 weeks in a month. You know what I mean? Where the fuck is all that money going? You know? But yeah, so my phone's loading again.
It's loading?
Again.
Oh, you're good. That 4G.
Checks out. That does check out. That's a good one. Yeah, you got me there. Got me there.
Is that Obama phone?
No, I pay for this. This is a Walmart family mobile phone.
Right on, right on.
Yeah.
I know those Walmart phones are actually really getting popular out here.
I mean, yeah, they're cheap as hell. You know what I mean? And it shows, but it's a phone.
And Obama phones too.
You know, and I don't qualify for one of those.
Really? You tried? Because I got a boy that. Why don't you think you apply for that?
No, I did apply for one.
Okay.
And they said I don't qualify.
Why don't you qualify?
That's a lovely question. I asked them the same thing.
So what do you have to do? What has to happen for you to qualify? Do you know?
So I have food stamps and I still don't qualify.
Because you have to have other government subsidies.
You have to have food stamps to qualify.
Okay.
So I have food stamps and I don't qualify. I'm homeless and I live in a shelter and I don't qualify. Yeah, I don't really know why. I have no idea. They have no idea. I've gone into the like food stamps office and had them apply for me for the Lifeline program. Yes, and nobody.
Have you ever considered the military?
No, no, I'm good.
She said, I'm good.
I appreciate everything that they do, though. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, I really do. You know, they some tough motherfuckers, and I am not that. You know, I'm tough in other ways, but they can do something that I just can't.
So are you originally from Austin?
No, I'm not. I'm from Denver, Colorado.
Denver, Colorado?
Yeah.
And you grew up and moved, or what?
I grew up and went to college in Colorado even. And my grandmother passed away, and weed got legalized in Colorado, and everything skyrocketed. Like, just, it was, like, I just couldn't afford it anymore.
Really?
So, yeah, it was expensive. Weed... And I was working 3 jobs at the time. So that was when, like, weed got legalized in Colorado, and there was, like,
it boosted the entire market?
Oh, my God. There was dispensaries, I kid you not, on every fucking corner. Even on corners where the schools were. Like, it was crazy. Literally, there was a dispensary on every fucking corner. If you weren't in the weed game, you were out of the game. Like, for real. It didn't matter what you were doing. You could have been a server in a restaurant. It don't matter, because the restaurant next door is a weed-based restaurant. You know what I'm saying? And so if you don't work at the weed-based restaurant, then you're not working at the best restaurant. It was crazy. It was so crazy. But badass.
That's
it was
amazing.
Pretty cool. Yeah. It was cool to watch, but it sucked to not be able to afford it anymore.
That's amazing. Nobody's ever told, like, I've never heard that. So inflated, like, housing and everything. Wow, interesting. And then you made your move down to Austin for why?
Well, you know, Austin wasn't really the target place to go. Me and my mom were first, we stopped off in San Antonio, and we were doing kind of really well out there. I was working at the restaurant Spaghetti Warehouse, which was like super popular. I think they shut it down though. I don't think it's a thing anymore. I don't really know. That's what I heard, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I used to work there in San Antonio, and then like I used to be a really big alcoholic, and it like bad, super bad. Yeah, I would like black out every weekend type shit. Every night, really.
Smile asking, what did you get a degree in?
So my degree is in medical assistant and phlebotomy. Yeah, I can like take your blood pressure or administer shots, take your blood.
And that's like a beginning nurse?
Kinda, yeah, you could say that, yeah. They can like help in whether it's a nurse that needs help or it's a doctor that needs help, they can help either one.
And you can contract yourself?
I don't think, I mean, maybe, yeah. You could.
I probably think you could, or start your own practice?
Yeah. But it would have to be like a whole practice. Yeah, I would have to have doctors there, because like I can't like diagnose anyone with anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I don't see any weed shops in Texas, that's for sure.
Well.
Just smoke shops?
I like smoke shops. Yep.
Because they have THCA 9 here. Mm-hmm. THCA.
And.
What's the difference between THCA and THC?
THCC is the good stuff.
What's the difference?
That's the good stuff.
Well, let me ask you, what's the difference?
It's a chemical, and don't ask me what it is, because it's a really long word. It's really long.
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
So I've been tapping into this, and you know what the difference is?
Huh?
Tax and regulation.
Stop lying.
That's it.
No.
Tax and regulation.
How so? I mean, I guess they both get you high. They're the same plant, chemically.
So how did you find out all this information on Northbridge?
Oh yeah, AustinTexas.gov. You can go to like the city, any city. You can do this in any city too. You go to like their city website, and you can look up all of their contracts that they have with everybody and everywhere, in every department, everything, every contract that the city signs with anyone is on that website. So then you just have to put in, like, your search database or whatever, and like if you know the company that you're looking for that the city has a contract with, or so say has a contract with, or whatever, then you just put that in and it'll pop up all of the possibilities, all the search results. I have really bad service, but tomorrow hopefully we'll be somewhere with maybe some Wi-Fi or something.
You don't have good service right now?
No.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna do a long form video about this, but I'm like guesstimating, like what's the money in, what's the money out,
and it shows, yeah.
Like let's try to piece it together as much as possible. That way, it might catch like a headline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like how Nick Shirley exposed all the Somalians. We have to expose the corruption in this city, man.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, people like you, Margaret, are losing their space for it, because their agenda is to move heads.
Yeah, absolutely.
Per capita.
Absolutely. That like they're getting all this money, and the company, like if that's who your housing people are through, if it's through the Endeavor's company, they're only offering your first month's rent. That's it. 1 month. 1 month.
You have to pay to be there?
No. But once you get housed like into an apartment, they only offer 1 month of help. Whereas every other company, every single one of them, and Endeavor's used to be like this too, just at the end of last year, was offering like a year or year and a half to 2 years of help, right? And like moving you into paying your rent like in increments, you know what I'm saying? Like they would start you off like with like lower whatever until you got used to like working more and like making more money. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? And so they would like help you integrate more back into society instead of just like kind of forcing you to be in there, and which is kind of really hard. But anyways, and now they're only offering you 1 month of help. That's all you get. They'll just pay your first month's rent. So you still have to have just as much money to move into the apartment as you would have had to have without their help. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it makes no sense.
So how much did they sign a deal for?
I'm getting there right now. Okay, so I was going to show you this really quick. So like right here on austintexas.gov, so I just like went to contracts, right? And so then you have like all of the contracts. And so you click active contracts because you don't want an expired contract. You know what I mean?
Sure. But I'm sure those have details too you could learn from.
The expired ones? Absolutely. Absolutely. But none with this company, which is,
Everest?
Endeavors.
Mm-hmm.
Endeavors Family Incorporated.
And they're basically just funneling?
And it's crazy because like I remember some years ago there was a big talk about how Sunrise Navigation Church, homeless navigation center on Manchac was like embezzling all this money or something to that effect, and it was like really big news. I remember it being like on TV and everything, you know what I mean? Because I used to frequent there, and I know like the pastor over there and everything, you know what I mean? And so I was watching that story, and then all of a sudden it just like disappeared, and now we're finding out that like Endeavors and Sunrise work really close with each other actually, they're the ones that are running the Michelin Yard, which is another like well-known shelter out
Rusty
here in
has a
Austin.
question.
Yeah.
Ask her if the Peace Corps is an option. They are hiring and they pay and provide room and board. What is the Peace Corps? Do you know?
So like, I definitely remember learning about this, but I haven't. I'm really. No, I don't know exactly what they are anymore. I can't say that I remember. I don't think it gets talked about enough. Obviously.
I haven't heard it.
About the Peace Corps?
I haven't heard nothing about that. I've heard about the Salvation
Really?
Army. The Salvation Army.
Yeah.
Have you ever talked to anybody that has been reformed through there?
I actually know somebody that had a bed over there, but that was like some time ago, honestly.
That file's not going to pull up on you.
Huh?
That's what it looks like.
What?
That file.
Yeah, I know. That's why I just like tried to redo it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Rusty said, Google it, you will see.
Yeah. Now my screen's just white. I cracked it. Look how bad it's cracked.
Damn. Turn, yep.
Okay, let's see.
Thank you, countrywoman. Yeah, shout out Margaret. She knows all this information. She's been looking at this stuff. She's been studying them.
Man, that sucks.
It just keeps going on you.
It's just slow.
Well, you had some of the numbers on the top of your head last time.
Yeah, it's like $119 million contract, and that's just ridiculous.
For what?
That's a ridiculous amount of money for the shelters.
$119 million contract for how much time you said?
For 2 years.
2 years of housing how many people?
115
115 people.
per shelter.
Now, how much
As
do you...
many times as possible in 2 years.
So what's
115 new people in however many days or however many months that you know what I'm saying, that their project date is for all of these clients that they're going to be
how many
putting
people
into the program, right?
What's the stay there?
I mean, some people have been there for 3 years.
Really? 3 years. There's no solution to get them into independency?
Right. Crazy, right?
So they're basically keeping them there so they can continue to get that contract.
That money. Yes.
So what's the solution to that?
Complacency. People fly under the radar there, and they say that people don't do that, but like obviously people have done that. You know what I mean? People that are okay with not, you know, not having their own apartment, I guess, really, or people that are like comfortable in the shelter life. You know what I'm saying? Because it does get really comfortable in there. You know what I mean? You don't have many rules. It's safe. You know what I mean? You know, nothing really is going to happen to you or whatever. You get 3 meals a day for free. You know what I mean? Like it's nice. You know what I mean? You have a shower. You have a fucking warm room when it's cold outside, or a cool room when it's hot outside. You know what I'm saying? So it has its benefits for sure, but like, I don't know. I consider that to be kind of stuck because I know I am trying to take advantage of this opportunity of being inside, and I hate to put it like that, but that, it's the truth. Because I enjoy having a roof over my head. I enjoy having a warm room when it's been fucking freezing. Pardon my French, sorry. It's been freezing these past few weekends, so like I'm super grateful to have shelter for sure. But there were many warm shelters on the second night of the freeze. Specifically, Northbridge was listed as a fucking warm shelter, and they were kicking people out back into the cold. And that was when I was just done and didn't really care anymore, because like that's not okay.
How many people died in that storm?
Like 30 people. 30
people died in that storm.
That weekend.
I was out there taking people off the street.
That's what's up. Like for real.
And I almost caught hypothermia myself because my car got stuck in a ditch.
Ooh-wee.
And I had a bike to the hotel.
Ooh. Freezing.
And wet.
Yeah. That's crazy.
With the bike, with the wind.
Fuck that. Fuck that. No.
You felt that in nerves.
Oh, like for real.
Your nerves got cold. Yeah. Yep, they did. Unfortunately.
Ooh.
It was it's the craziest side quest I've been in real time, and it was not documented.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because you would have
couldn't document it.
Couldn't do anything about
I just had to get there. I had to get there.
Oh, wait. Oh, I felt that in my bones. Okay,
how much they keep people in a day?
Huh?
Toda la dia.
I don't know. I don't know Spanish.
No Spanish?
I don't know Spanish.
How much is it for the total day?
What?
To keep somebody there?
At the shelter? I want to say it was like, I think their roundabout price for everybody for one day at the shelter comes to like, they say it's like $7,500. Yeah. Sorry. Just got it. Yeah. Per person.
How much days? How much dollars?
$7,500 per person.
Per day?
Yeah.
No.
That's how much money they're receiving on the contract. When you break it down. For real.
Now, what would influence that much resource?
Greed. That's, you know what I mean?
That's, you know what I mean?
You know, I mean, I don't know what else to call that. You know? A money problem? I don't, you know?
It's always a money problem, though.
Okay, so right here, look, Austin Finance Online, right?
Okay.
AustinTexas.gov. It's like here. Okay. So right here, right? Contract catalog. And then I just typed in endeavors, and it gave me all of these contracts, right? So the first contract, it says Rapid Rehousing for Vulnerable Populations Program. The second one says Arch and 8th Street Shelter Program. And the third one says Bridge Shelter Services, which is Northbridge and Southbridge. So obviously that's the one that I looked at, right? It's gonna load now, so we got another 30 minutes. Oh, look. Oh, there it goes. That was fast. Okay. Let's see. I don't really know how to like show you what this says, but okay, so it says the beginning date of the contract, right? March 1st, 2024. The expiration date is March 31st, 2026. The authorized amount for this contract was $6,905,000, and they've already spent $4,722,867.33. They have 7.1% of time remaining on the contract, on their Southbridge contract, and their Northbridge one has 31.6% time remaining. Let's see.
No, cold as ice. We're in Austin, Texas, brother. This is the Austin, Texas sky view, brother. This is real. This is not AI generated.
Beautiful.
Is this your first time being up here?
Yeah.
You can grill right
It's like
here.
my first time seeing this whole view. Like, that's so beautiful.
Really?
Yeah.
Somebody put me on this spot.
That's badass. Whoever that someone is, shout out. It's a good
I've also
spot.
been
It's
on this.
fire
I've also
spot.
been on top of this skyscraper.
The big, that one
Yeah, right there.
with the 2 red lights.
Yeah,
I guess they all have red lights.
yeah. That's a pretty cool view, but it's nothing's like this view because it's like you can see the full.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your
There's
full-
this place, man.
It's all
I wish
across
I
the water
remembered.
too. This is all a river right here, guys.
Right. Ooh, it's cold. Man, I wish I remembered where that one place was I was talking about. Okay, look. Okay, here we go. Okay, item 26, January 18th, 2024. This is on authorized negotiation and execution of an agreement with Family Endeavors Incorporated to manage and provide shelter and homeless services at the Northbridge shelter located at, and then it puts the address, for an initial 13-month term beginning March 1st, 2024, in an amount not to exceed $3,452,500, and 4 12-month extension options, each in an amount not to exceed $3,452,500, for a total agreement amount not to exceed $17,262,500. That's what they signed upon, was a $17 million budget for the just Northbridge shelter alone. But on the other page, on the other contract, right, like before you get into like the good stuff, you know, where it starts talking about what's on it, that first page I looked at, it said there was only an authorized amount of like $6 million. So they just cut the other half off in the eyes of the beholder to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody knows about this part where you can actually see the whole entire contract, word for word.
They need to know about that part.
Yeah.
Why don't you think people care that there's so much corruption, that their tax dollars are being spent worthlessly?
Because they're not experiencing it. So it's not something that's happening right in front of their eyes, and so they're not thinking about it on a daily basis. When in all reality, it is
But they are
happening.
experiencing it.
That's what I'm saying. But they don't realize that.
But they're not in a benefit and direct control of it.
Correct. So they can't do anything about it. They don't think they can do anything about it, but in all reality, sometimes that's all it takes. You know what I'm saying? Is somebody who's not in it to speak up and speak out and say, this needs to change. You know what I mean?
What do you think would happen if American people knew and changed where our taxes were going?
Ooh, that's a little political. Yeah.
Well, what do you think would happen?
I mean, that's a little political. You know what I mean? I really don't like talking about like politics or and anything like that, just because, yeah, those can turn into arguments, and like I try and stay fresh away from those.
Well, this is an interview.
I mean, yeah, but you know, everybody has their own opinion, and you know, sometimes people don't like to hear the truth.
That's what this channel's about, though.
Yeah.
It's for them to hear the truth.
Yeah.
Or what the closest truth.
Or yeah. Sometimes it's, you know, sometimes things happen that aren't to your discretion to you know what I'm saying? To like, you know.
I wonder what would happen. I wonder how many lives it would save. The difference it would make if we knew where the money was going.
I mean,
I'm curious, hypothetically speaking.
Yeah. I feel like really and truthfully, I feel like it would just be put right back into like a community of right back into the streets, promoting things that probably are what landed some people out here, you know? So it's like a, what the hell?
Sometimes there's rats.
Oh my gosh!
And
It sounded like a freaking alien.
Sometimes they just like walk
sounded like
on the
an
beams. You can
alien.
hear them though, but you can't at the same time because they're like ninjas, low key. It sounds wild.
It sounds like aliens. You know what I mean? Like what's that movie? That big black Venom. You know what I mean? That's what that shit sounds like.
Maybe that's like the wind. I don't know. That's weird.
That's crazy.
So yeah, we're gonna follow up. We're gonna do the video. We'll have the Wi-Fi required.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you good.
I gotta put more data on my phone.
I appreciate you willing to speak up.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's important right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even though if we don't know what we're fully talking about, I think we can meet people that can put the things together for us.
Yeah,
because it's time for people to stop making everything a commercial enterprise.
Yeah, absolutely. It's time for people to realize that they're actually like messing with a lot of people's chance at a better life. You know what I'm saying? And stability. So I don't know. Really just haters.
Lee Gray, 4483, said this is to help with the airtime on the phone so she can keep looking up things. Lee, we're dropping a full video on this. It's gonna be on my long form videos on my channel. It's gonna show her at her camp. It's gonna be the first video, and then it's gonna be a video at both locations, Southbridge or Northbridge, and that'll be out by the end of next week. So don't you worry. We're gonna make a whole bunch of content on this, and we're gonna get in details and specific, and
hell yeah.
You know, we're gonna figure something out.
It's gonna be fun.
We got to figure something out.
It's gonna be fun.
You know what I mean? Because they can't keep getting away with this.
That part.
Because people are suffering for it.
Absolutely.
And 30 people died right around their doors. Not too many miles from that door. They're getting paid millions of dollars to house people.
Or kick people out.
Margaret, it's been a real honor and a real pleasure having you here in real time.
In real time.
You're truly living on the front lines, have been for a while.
Checks out. Checks out. Look at that. Hell yeah.
Guys, we'll see you next time in the next video.
Always in real time.
God bless y'all, man. Godspeed.